Hello everyone, Mark here with Mark's Max Muscle, and we have a fantastic fan-requested video today. Powerade mix. Can you do a video comparing Jay versus Phil in 2010, please? Would love to hear your thoughts on this comparison. Love those manners. Jay Cutler, of course, captured his fourth and final Mr. Olympia title here in 2010. Heath, Dr. Phil, placed second this year. Of course, that's the way the judges saw things. I perhaps will see things differently. We're going to have a little bit of a comparison between these two lads. I must say, 2010, Dr. Phil, he has a little bit of a stomach distension. A little bit earlier on, a pre-gut Dr. Phil. Anyway, we're going to, of course, begin this one with the Symmetry Round. A couple of quarter turns. Here's the front relaxed position. I don't know. Dr. Phil seems to be more aesthetic, more pleasing to the eye, but he sure is full when it comes to the waistline. Jay Cutler, of course, always kept his gut in check. Big waistline on him, naturally, but he always, like I said, kept that gut in check, and I do respect that. A little bit better set of legs, but like I said, Dr. Phil, a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Turn to the side here, and Jay Cutler takes over with that size. And every bit as cut and hard and grainy as Dr. Phil is as well for Jay Cutler. I would definitely give him an edge here. One thing to note here, Dr. Phil has one massive set of triceps, dwarfing Jay in that aspect. But I would still give Jay this side relaxed position, this quarter turn. Turn around for the back development, and advantage goes to Dr. Phil. Look at those traps. Massive, massive. Jay Cutler was never the best in the back development. Well, I shouldn't say that. The back development is good and massive, but that lower back, it is the abs to the back. Of course, it ruins the aesthetics. All right, Jay Cutler loses one there. Another quarter turn here, in which case the doctor does look a little bit better than the last quarter turn. The side definitely favors him. But all in all, I would give Jay the two quarter turns. Back for the front relaxed again, and I don't know, I'm kind of leaning towards Jay with this one. All in all, I might give Jay the Symmetry Round. Well, another look at the back here, and I don't know. It's close, but still, Jay, if he gets an edge in the front and the quarter turns, if it is an exact tie, I will lean towards Jay. But of course, let's begin this one with a little bit of individual posing, and we're going to begin, of course, with Jay Cutler. Seems to be standing there with his hand on his hip, not doing much. Oh, here we come with the front lat spread. Not bad, Jay. Front double bicep follows up with that pose. What do we got? A side chest pose. No music, Jay. Boom, chicka, boom, boom. Side tricep, not too shabby at all. Ooh, turn around for a weird-looking Christmas tree. Should have kept that one to yourself. Back double by. That's not a bad pose for Jay as far as the backs shots are concerned. Okay, well, that was Jay's little routine. Now let's have a look at the doctor, Dr. Phil. He seems to be doing the double hand on hips. Not much. Oh, nice side chest here. Full, good, thick, a little bit big on the gut. Pulls a front lat spread. Again, a little stomach distension. Even here in the side tricep. Ooh, terrible pose. Good back development, good back development. He may gain some ground here. Ooh, that is definitely better than Jay Cutler's back pose. Seems to be hollering here. He's mad. Oh, most muscular. A little bit disappointed in the routine of Dr. Phil at first. But I think he made up with the last couple of shots there, the back poses and that most muscular. So we will finish this up and make our final decision making with these here comparisons. I know we already did the Symmetry Round, and I somewhat gave the front relax to Jay Cutler. I'm just showing this here a little bit more clear. Look at the lag development on Jay Cutler and that stomach distension of Heath. Now, Jay does have a wide waist, probably wider than Phil's, but that's not the issue here. He is a whole lot larger everywhere else. But anyway, let's get into the meat and potatoes, the Muscularity Round. And speaking of round, look at that big belly of Dr. Phil. Terrible, terrible stuff. He is winning on the arm development, I will say. But that gut, it's too much. Of course, we have several little comparisons here. The doctor looks a little bit better here, I must say. Almost favor him in this here comparison. But Jay's arms, on the contrary, look better in this comparison. So we'll have to rely on this here third one. Much more clear here. Oh, that torso of Jay Cutler with the lats and that nice waistline for Jay. I mean, it's no Brian Buchanan waist, but I think it's almost enough to get a victory. I say almost, but that one of them biceps of Jay's, it looks a little bit torn, a little bit weak. Somewhat inconclusive in this one. I'm not giving it to Phil, not with that gut. Even worse here in the front. Lat spread. Oh my soul. This is an easy decision for me to make. The lats appear to be a little bit more filled out anyway on the part of Jay Cutler. I like relying on these more clearer pictures. Yes, Jay Cutler, very good in this pose. This is a dangerous pose for the Cutler, cut above the rest. Oh, Dr. Phil, for those of you who did not believe in the gut of 2010, Dr. Phil, have a look at the bloat. The side chest kind of favors the doctor and the upper body, that big round pec. You can't go wrong with the Dr. Phil chest development from the side, that is. The legs I would give to the cut man. Here in this pose, once again, the legs definitely favor Cutler. The pecs look a little bit more full as well on the part of Jay Cutler. And this one here will be the final say in the side chest. I'm giving it to Dr. Phil. He's a little bit too full in the upper body. Not as cut up in them quads, but the glutes themselves are a little bit more conditioned, and the legs themselves, I guess, might be just as big or bigger than Jay's. The side tricep I would also give to the doctor. Maybe in his early years, maybe in his prime, Jay Cutler would have snapped a victory in this one. But not against the doctor with that massive tricep. Him and Rolly Winkler, of course, two of the biggest, best triceps in all of the business. Little bit of a gut there for Dr. Phil Heath, though. This here one, he looks a little bit better, I think, the doctor. But so does Jay. His tricep is a little bit more pronounced, but not even close to the doctor. Doctor, give me the news. Dr. Phil Heath, he might win or he could lose, depending on, of course, how these back shots go out. I know that rhyme didn't really end up very good. That big, soft, bay-donk, oh-donk, the badonka-donk on Jay Cutler. Look at the size of that great big badonka-donk. Big old bum. It looks soft to the touch, too. Not that I would ever touch a man's ass, maybe my own, but other than that, no sirree, Bob. The lower back, once again, for Jay Cutler, I hate to be nitpicky. It's just like a messed up six-pack for your back. It's just not good. Other than that, though, Jay's back is fantastic. Here's a little bit clearer shot. And I must say, the 2010 Dr. Phil Lat Spread, I'm not impressed with the width whatsoever. Very narrow. Now, of course, he is full of meat, thickness. It does look good in that sense. But it is very narrow. Of course, if not for Jay's messed up lower back and that great big soft badonkadonk, I would give him this one with ease. His lats are full of vascularity and just twice as wide as the doctor's. Hamstrings, giant, massive, striated as well. Wow, this is a close one in the rear lat spread. Nobody really is the victor in this one, I don't think. The rear double bicep really exposes the lack of lower lat meat of poor Jay Cutler. Earlier on in his career, he did have some thickness down there, especially in this pose. But not today, not in the 2010 Olympia for this man. It's a little bit better of a picture. I would hate to do live commentary. I would be stuttering and stumbling. The lower lat thickness definitely in the favor of Dr. Phil. Much more crisp. The rear lat spread was a very weak pose for the doctor in 2010, but this rear double bi looks decent, more than decent if you ask me. I think he would fetch a point, but it's close there when you look at Jay Cutler's legs. Massive. A little soft on the bay donk, oh donk, I must say. So the doctor gets at least 1 point out of the two back shots. In the ab and thigh, this one is actually a very close contest. For those of you who thought the doctor was ripped off in this one, I'm not so sure the 2010 Dr. Phil was that good at all. In this one here, he looks a little bit better. Jay's abs look a little bit more washed out as well. I would definitely give the legs to Cutler, though. The V-taper to Doctor. I don't know. Let's have another one here. Now, see, Jay looks a lot better in this one. The abs themselves, I would give to Jay. The waistline, the V-taper, goes to Doctor. The overall flow. Now, the flow and the lines of the legs kind of suck for Jay Cutler. But when you really look at the legs as a muscle group, wow, does he win this one. What a close contest, guys. I'm really going to have to add all these into the equation, all the poses, the symmetry round, and even in their individual posing, which I did give to Jay Cutler. Of course, the Doctor is getting one back in the most muscular, as I thought he would have. Now, in this one, the Jay Cutler looks a little bit better, but still, I would wager to say the Doctor is the stronger of the two in the most muscular pose. This is always a strong Doctor pose, and that gut means little to nothing here in a shot like this. The roundness goes good with those big round pecs and arms, and I think that is why the Doctor would always get this shot against Jay Cutler. Even in the crab, or especially in the crab, I should say, really pronounces the size of those arms for the Doctor and the lack thereof for one Jay Cutler. Okay, decision-making time. But before I go ahead with my final analysis on this, I have to say these two have one of the greatest rivalries in bodybuilding history. And they're not really known for it, but I'm here to tell you they were a perfect rivalry for each other. It was almost a dead even heat when they were both in their exact prime, but here, of course, neither of them were they're in their prime. But lo and behold, I think the Doctor gained a lot of ground, snapping up both side shots, one of the back shots, and the final most muscular shot. So I am giving this final decision to the Doctor, Dr. Phil Heath. I have to say, Jay Cutler really battled his way right to the very end. He did, of course, win the symmetry round, in my opinion, just barely, because the Doctor did get the back shot. But Jay Cutler, in my opinion, won the little posing routine I put together. I was not impressed by the Doctor's gut at all. But like I said, at the end of the day, Dr. Phil gained enough ground to get a victory over Jay Cutler here in 2010. So perhaps the Doctor should have one more Sandow on his mantle. Of course, you really have to knock the champion out to get the title. Did he knock Jay Cutler out? No, absolutely not. Did he edge out a victory? In my opinion, yes, he did. Either way, I'm sure I will have many more matches featuring these two, and many different versions as well. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hit thumbs up if you did, and snap the subscribe button as well if you did not already. Have a great day, guys.